Hi guys, again it's Ector Olivares, Program Manager for Catholic Charities, the Environmental Justice Program from the Diocese of Stockton, and we are out here in Lodi Lake, again celebrating Earth Day, April 22nd, 2021, the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. And during this production, during this video, I'd just like to show you some of God's creation, God's beauty, and really just have you come along with us as we enjoy being outdoors, enjoying what nature provides us. And during this time, we will be talking about water resources. We'll talk about some droughts that are possible, of course, how droughts lead to wildfires, and then again, just beautiful pictures of nature, beautiful pictures of the outdoors. So I hope you enjoy, hope you guys follow along. And again, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for your clicks and your shares. And please post your pictures, your videos to our Facebook, our Instagram, our Twitter feed. We would definitely like to see what you're doing this year on the 50th anniversary of Earth Day and see how you celebrate the earth and God's creation. Thank you. Hi. So one thing I'd like to highlight is that, you know, being out in nature, being out and enjoying what we have here, it's not necessary to go far, to go any kind of distance. I mean, we have so many resources here within the San Joaquin County. This right here, Lodi, very close. We actually live in Lodi, but it's just to show you that you can find beauty, you can find quiet, you can find solitude right here, real close. So as you see, just a beautiful day to be out here on the water, nice and quiet, hardly anyone around, which is a big plus too. Sometimes you just want to be alone. And I'll show you, take a good panoramic of what we have around us. Okay, so as I showed you, we had a picture of a bird. One thing we can do, if anybody knows the species of this bird, the name of the bird, drop it in the chat, add it, let us know, species, and we'll just keep paddling, keep going on. By the way, this is my wife, Antoinette. See the back of her head. So we're out here today just enjoying, okay? So let's talk about the cost. So to be out here, it cost us about $25 to rent this tandem kayak. So it comes with the paddles, $25 per hour. So a good hour right here on the river. Nice peace and quiet, out of the house. I know this year's been really tough as far as the pandemic. We're going on year one, finished a complete year, working on year two. So getting out's even more important this year. Getting out in nature is more important this year. Doing something that, as you can see, I'm maskless, but you can take a look around. I think we're completely safe. So, again, $25, well worth it. And it's just our chance to really unwind, spend the time together, and enjoying, again, Earth's creation. So as I continue on with our paddling and with our journey, once we see some wildlife, I'll do my best to try to take a picture or try to get it in the video. And then if you are a nature buff, a wildlife buff, let us know. What is it? What are we looking at? What's the animal? Where they originate from? Okay, some might be pretty easy. Some might be a little hard. But again, thank you for tuning in. Okay, our second animal. So what do we have here? This one might be a little easy. Drop it in the chat. Pretty familiar, pretty common, especially around lakes and parks. And then up in the sky, we can focus on that. Let us know what this is. Again, we're about 10 minutes into our journey. But take a look at what we can see and what's out here. Right here, close, within driving distance and anywhere in the county. That's a real quick video. Chance to see some more people out here enjoying the lake, our natural resources, out here fishing. So you let me know what's in our waters over here, what's in our lake over here. Here we go, animal number 3. Can you identify it? Look at that, beautiful. So while we're out here, again, trying to be good stewards of the land, of what we've been given. Anytime we see trash, real simple, we've seen something floating that seemed unnatural, so we paddled over to it, and it appears to be a bag of Doritos just floating around here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this with us so that at the end of the day, there's just one less piece of plastic, one less piece of trash in our area. Okay, something simple we can all do. Thank you. Out in the water with a friend. Second chance. What do we think that is? And of course, this one's an easy one. A gimme. And we see all this right here in the county. This opportunity to be out here. It's available. This one might be a little harder to identify just from the distance. Let me try to zoom in a little bit. So what are we seeing here? Let us know. Thanks. All right, let me try this major zoom in. And more wildlife you can see on the logs. Maybe a little hard. What are we looking at? Right there, what are we looking at? The one sitting on the log, not the one swimming by. We talked about those already. Thanks, guys. And if we can zoom in, looks like we've got a nesting goose. Pretty cool. And look what we're seeing. A little piece of heaven right here. Beautiful. Again, just on the banks. Growing naturally. As you can see, just an awesome, awesome day to be out in the water. So we've seen some wildlife, had a good time, and one thing I would like to mention is that Lodi Lake has a nature area, a good walk out here where you can pretty consistently see deer out here. It's probably one of the only places here in the county that you can see deer walking around freely. I know whoever's tuning in from other parts of the country, deer are pretty common, they're everywhere, but here in San Joaquin County, on the flatlands, in the heartland of California, it's still pretty rare to be able to see deer. So this is one place that you can see deer at. If you know what type of deer are out here that are native to California, let me know. I have a pretty good idea what they are. Actually, I know what they are. But if you know, drop it in the chat, let us know. I'll give you a hint, it's not whitetail. Again, you don't have to come kayaking. You can still enjoy the water. As we see people on the banks, this is the nature trail. It's pretty well maintained. You may not be able to tell here from the bank, but it's pretty well maintained. Again, filled with deer. They've seen fox here, and there is a rumor, there's been sightings that there's actually a mountain lion here that roams around, which could be true. Who knows? There's definitely a food source here for them, but still has not been confirmed. But again, Lodi Lake, you come here for free, take a nature walk, and enjoy Earth Day. All right, so one thing you can tell and you can see that the water here is pretty high. Usually at this time of year, of course, we starting with the runoff, the snow runoff from the mountains, starting to warm up a little bit. The water's pretty high, but one thing I'd like to talk about is, one, the snowpack. You've seen the videos of me in the introduction in the snow. You can see snow, but what I didn't show you were all the patches where there were no snow. So I think this year so far, snowpack is at 60% of what it's supposed to be. So 60%, definitely not good. What does that mean? What does that mean for us over here in California, in the valley, as far as our water? One thing we have to look forward to this year is drought. Okay, there's no way to avoid it. We just don't have the water. We don't have the snowpack that usually lasts us through the year. We have 60% less. So I would start now preparing your house, preparing your property, preparing your lawns for drought. We're going to have drought, which increases the chance of forest fires. I know the last few years we've been going through them. We've seen the quality of the air. We've seen how the forest fires in neighboring counties, different parts of California, affected our air quality. We all remember that. We all remember going out and just kind of looking like the apocalypse, right? Everything's orange, everything's smoky, horrible smell in the air, hard to breathe, affecting people with asthma. And a lot of this has directly to relate to climate change. Okay, there's no denying this climate change, and there's no denying that climate change is man-made. The science supports it. All the science support it. All the studies into climate change support that it's man-made. We are the ones that are changing the climate faster than its ability to adapt. So, what can we do? A lot of things, right? Greener vehicles, greener technology, being more energy efficient, conserving our water, and making sure that we're supporting these new greener technologies. Okay, they're going to help, but they're not the magic bullet. Okay, we're still waiting here. Seems like we're waiting for this magic technology to start where it fixes all our energy sources. It fixes everything that we've been doing wrong for the last 100 years. And I don't see anything on the future that's going to be able to do that. It's up to us. It's up to us locally, with our own households, with our neighborhoods, and with our legislation. Okay, support legislation that pushes green energy. Let's move away from carbon-based fuels. Let's move away from fossil fuels, which are, in our county, are the major sources of pollution that lead to asthma. Our county right here has one of the highest asthma rates within the country. 1 in 4 children suffer from asthma. And that reason is because of carbon fuel emissions, diesel emissions. Okay, so there's something that we can specifically do to help lower greenhouse emissions, to help clean our air, which is going to lead to, a better health situation for our children, for our neighbors, for everyone. So let's make sure that as we're enjoying God's creation, we think about what we can do to make it better. Think about what we can do to be stewards. I love being out here. I would hate to lose this for future generations. I love nature. I love what we're doing out here. I love just being out here and relaxing, getting some exercise. But we are the stewards of the earth. We are the stewards of God's creation. It's up to us. And it needs to start now. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Again, just an opportunity for you to get out and see what our county has to offer, what nature has to offer, and enjoying ourselves. Happy Earth Day 2020, and we'll see you later. Thanks. Hello, now I'm back. This is part 2 of our video of our Earth Day event here at Lodi Lake. And the second part of this video is a walk. We're still here at Lodi Lake, but a walk through the nature area. Okay, so not only does it have water activities, but you could also walk through the nature area and see some wildlife, something that I described earlier. So come join us as we walk through the nature area. We're gonna start off here. This is the beginning of the trail, and I'll give you some looks at what they have established for you. This describes the nature area. And I'll also post some videos or some still pictures of it. All right, so if you're ready, we're gonna go ahead and start on our walk. Alrighty, so as we're walking, I'm going to take a look and see some wildlife. But you get a chance to take a look around, see the scenery, and see how well used it is. And this is a fairly easy walk, nice and comfortable. One good thing is that, you know, it's a nature reserve right here in the city. It's really something that provides habitation for a lot of different types of animals here. And it's a way for you to get out in the trees, on the trail, getting some exercise, and just enjoying yourself. So let's take a look at this walk. Beautiful. So again, a preserved area that allows for biodiversity, allows wildlife to share our space, or us to share our space with wildlife. As you can see, just a few common ground squirrels just having some fun. So hopefully, if it's not too late in the day, we'll catch sight of some deer around here. So keep watching and we'll see what we see. So I showed you first deer, showed you pictures if you can see it. We didn't want to get too close, it's bedded down and we didn't want to disturb it. Again, being part of the environment, part of nature is, yes, it's fun seeing them, but also let them live wild in their habitat. So part of our concerns here at Catholic Charities, part of our vision, especially with the environmental justice program, is not only clean air, clean water, housing, affordable housing, but also looking into things like this, green spaces. Spaces that allow for the species to thrive, a safe place for them, but also people can enjoy. So it's something that we're trying to push other communities to establish. And the benefits of this is just going to be, it's just going to be great, fantastic for the community. Gives people a place to exercise, to kind of reconnect, to walk someplace that's safe. And you see the abundance of trees. Of course, the trees help clean the air, provide us oxygen. And it's just a good way to spend a Sunday afternoon. So does your community have a space like this? If so, let us know where it's at. Post a comment, show us a picture, and again, post your pictures and your videos of your events here on Earth Day, whatever you're doing. We want to see, we're interested, we want to share in the moment, and we're all one community. Okay, so as we're walking up, we have a split here in the road. Let's go ahead and take a moment to take a look at this feature, part of the nature trail. This right here is called Pig Lake. Why Pig Lake? I don't know. But usually, it's always a good place to spot turtles sunbathing. And if we can zoom in just a little bit, we got a couple small ones right there. That's a good one. And the second one right there. Getting nice and warm in the sun. So again, we're not going to do too much. We don't disturb them. They're relaxing. All right, so after Pig Lake, we're just going to take a little trail around it. It's a little more overgrown, but still pretty well established trail. It's still pretty safe. Another view of Pig Lake, and you can see just behind that is the McCullough. The Canadian goose. This is about as far as we can go this way, and we'll respect the boundaries. We just want to show you another look around. Again, right here in San Joaquin County. Don't have to go far. So it's included our little information markers. As you see, this one works to help you identify what poison ivy is. Pretty nasty stuff. Those who have experienced poison ivy know it is not fun at all. But it gives you some information. These are 3, let it be. Trust me. So another information marker. Zoom in just a little bit. Again, this describes Pig Lake. Again, just a different view of Pig Lake. No, she wasn't talking to me. And take a look, some more turtles. We love turtles. So unfortunately, my wife spotted a fox, but we weren't quick enough to get it on camera. But it just shows you some of the diversity, the wildlife here. And the fox would have been right there in that brush. So again, once it hides out, it's pretty much gone. All right, still walking. As you can see, they keep the trails pretty clear. I'm still working on clearing out some of the trees that we lost to the big windstorm a few months ago. Fortunately, these big oak trees fell. I couldn't imagine how old they are. So now we're coming up right here, the edge of the nature reserve. Right here is the McCulmy, where we were at earlier. Nice little spot to just sit here and relax. And take a look at this view right here. Again, right here in the city, don't need to go far. But you can see what advantages of having a reserve, a nature preserve, the advantages it has to the city and to its population, and also to the wildlife. Should we go down there? Yeah, let's go. Since we know what poison ivy is, leaves of 3, let it be. We'll stay right here on the trail. Oh, water bottle. I'll pick it up, dispose of it on our way in or our way out. That's about as far as I'm willing to go. Okay, back to the main trail. Take a look at our little friend right there. You see him? Just relaxing. Do we figure out what he was? Drop it in the chat. Let us know. Little trail visitor right here. And we'll just walk right past him. I'm sure he'll make room for us. There he goes. Looks like we have a blue jay on the trail, foraging around. Let's go up this little side trail and take a look at the river again. And this is what we like to see. It's pretty clear water quality, but this right here is not what we like to see. Again, you pack it in, pack it out. Just Mr. Squirrel doing his thing. As we're around the corner, let's see. Which way should we go? Left, right? Let's be adventurous and take right. I'd really like to thank you guys for coming along, being part of this. And if you take a look, this is again, the McCollum, what we were on. As you can see, the users right now enjoying it. Great message right here. We are stewards of the natural world. Few cities are fortunate enough to have a nature area within their boundaries. We encourage your repeat visit to discover and unlock nature's secrets. Please help us preserve the area by leaving it as undisturbed as possible. Take nothing natural away, leave nothing unnatural behind. Here we go. There's a couple of them right there. Let me zoom in a little bit more. But like I mentioned, it's one of the few places here in the valley where you can actually see deer. And this nature area gives us the ability to do that. So, if you haven't figured it out, these are black-tailed deer, which are subspecies, the California blacktail, which are subspecies of mule deer. Again, in different parts of the country, seeing deer not so rare, pretty common. But here in San Joaquin Valley, with all the farming and population, it's rare to get a chance to see black-tailed deer in their natural environment.